So even as the PAC program took root, the question that would occasionally arise was, but what about the girls? At the beginning, I was unsure whether we actually needed an all-girls program, primarily because we generally have twice as many female applicants and participants as male participants. Slowly but surely, however, I came to the light, but even more importantly, I saw the need for the program. The revelation first came as I made a point to talk with LO graduates who had attended the seven sister colleges, Wellesley, Smith, Bryn Mawr, and Mount Holyoke in particular. As I did, one word was consistently mentioned concerning the impact of their college experience. That word was empowerment. And it was obvious. Having known these young women during their time with legal outreach, it was evident that each had gained a certain confidence that complemented their outstanding academic performances. Their growth convinced me of the need to help make that change at an earlier stage. As we began to plan for the implementation of the all-female program for the summer of 2017, we decided to focus our year-end appeal around the establishment of RISE, the acronym for Roadmap to Inspiration, Sisterhood, and Empowerment. Stepping up to the plate to provide the foundational support we needed were Jill and Howard Sharfstein. When I received the call informing me of their intentions, I was stunned, but not really surprised. I was stunned because it was an extraordinarily significant gift coming from this couple. But it was not a surprise because as I thought about it, Jill and Howard have been supporters of legal outreach since we started the College Bound program in 1990. Howard and his firm, Schulte, Roth, and Zaber, were one of the first 3 internship providers, but legal outreach belonged to Jill as well. At the end of that summer, that first summer, I asked Howard if he would mind sponsoring a closing reception for the interns and the coordinators at his firm. He looked at me and said he would let me know. He came back the next day with an affirmative answer, but he added that instead of hosting the reception at his firm, he and his wife Jill would like to do so at their home. I said, say what? At your home? He says, yes, at our home. So I can only imagine what took place once Howard actually went home and posed a question. He probably said something like this: sweetie, what do you think about the idea of hosting a reception here at the house for these legal outreach interns? Jill, of course, must have signed off with an affirmative yes. As a couple, they were the perfect host, gracious, welcoming, and so very generous. Their commitment to hosting the closing reception continued for more than a decade, even as the program grew from 6 interns to over 30 per year. And even though the program eventually grew too large for their home, they continued to be supportive as financial contributors and scholarship donors, and equally important, as dear friends. It thus gives me great pleasure to present the RISE Champion Award to a couple that is most deserving of this honor, Jill and Howard Sharfstein.
Oh, my parents would have loved that. Jill and I have been blessed in many ways during our lives, blessed by family and by faith. blessed by being introduced to James, Bathsheba, and Legal Outreach almost 30 years ago. Blessed to witness how Legal Outreach has changed so many lives, including our own. Jill and I were delighted to learn of the RISE program focused on young women. Because you see, women have been a big part of my life. I have my loving wife and life partner of 48 years. I have two incredible daughters. I have 3 loving granddaughters. One might say I am an honorary chick. We have seen over the years how Legal Outreach has enriched skills, cultivated dreams, and created self-confidence for so many young adults who have used their Legal Outreach experience to realize their potential. Providing a program focused on women further enriches the goals of Legal Outreach. Jill and I thank you for this honor, but we would prefer to honor you, the Legal Outreach staff, the Legal Outreach students, and the supporters of Legal Outreach. May your blessings continue to grow.